Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Hello. Can you hear me well?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Nice and clear. How are you doing, mate?
Nice. What?
How are you
Sorry.
doing?
I'm fine. How about you? Just I've been watching your stream and waiting for the coaching.
Oh, you're on the stream. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I closed the browser now, but I was watching.
Okay, nice.
Tough game
Uh,
last one, huh?
yeah. I mean, it's my bad. Like we had like one solution. I should have played around like my team CC, and because like for 2 minutes nothing happened, I felt like maybe going bot would unlock the situation, but it's still
Yeah.
sort of mistake. I need to stop doing like even like if nothing can happen, like there's no need like to make something like happen. Just wait for the mistake. They will make a mistake
Yeah, it
eventually, you
happens.
know.
Happens,
um
happens.
yeah, it's okay, we win or we learn. I keep learning, of course, every game.
Of course.
Okay, so how do I call you? Joao?
Yeah, you can. It's actually pronounced João.
Joao?
But I don't know. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much like most like people. I don't know. You're French, right?
Yes.
Okay, just I say that because like Americans, for example, have their problem pronouncing the closed nasal sounds, you know. So, but
Mm.
João or João or whatever is good. You can call me, I think, Noise too, because was my the championship nickname I used. Um,
How was that?
how you feel?
In
Noise.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm experimental music producer. I make noise music, so it's kind of
Okay.
yeah,
Nice. Okay, so just noise, like the noise we're making when.
yeah, noise work.
Okay,
Noise
okay.
will work if you prefer to call me by that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I will mispronounce your name every time, so
It's
I might
fine.
as well
It's
go with
fine.
noise.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. So are we doing a VOD review or live game coaching?
I think a live game coaching because it's more valuable for you to see my thought process
Mm-hmm.
and maybe my camera work or stuff like that, than just watching VODs, right?
Yes, I do agree with that. But I know that sometimes people like either they have a bad setup or maybe they feel like a bit too much pressure being like watched live. So those would be the reasons why I understand like someone would go for a VOD.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
other
okay.
than that, I think yes, live coaching is always better.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
I do agree. Okay, well, you can like start sharing your screen, see if it's working nice and well, and then we can
Sure.
keep doing a bit of talking until we get into a
Okay.
game. So I've seen that yeah, you've been in and out of the game. Recently you've been playing a lot of Poppy jungle, but then you're back on Trindamere mid, right?
Yeah, so I tried playing a little bit of Tryndameere in the mid lane, but I didn't really like it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I I got some games. I've been following Yasuke for some time, and I really like some stuff he does with like playing phase rush with like Ghost Ignite or some stuff like that. I think it's really fun to play,
Mm-hmm.
but it's I in my perception is really situational, right? And
Okay, yeah,
I've
yeah.
just like getting back to playing Tryndamere right now. I'm really still a bit lost on his builds. I've started doing like your standard like Kraken Slayer into a very uh, kind of build, right? And
Mm.
then depending on matchup and whatever I'll be doing in the game, if I'll be speed pushing, I'll just make Hullbreaker or stuff. Something I was doing like some time ago when I was still like with my team training for the tournament with Tryndamere, I was playing like rushing Bork, depending like if it was a bruiser matchup, I was rushing Bork and then going from there, you know. But I don't know, I'm kind of lost on the builds right now. But I've been having some success with the build you I saw from your channel,
Mm-hmm.
right? I played like my um, placement games yesterday with a friend of mine, and we won a lot.
Okay.
Um, So yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. I'm still getting back like to the level of skill that I had before, like right playing Tryndamere. Like sometimes I'll just whiff and miss an ultimate or do some stupid shit like don't orb walk properly or whatever and read some situations wrong, right? But I think I'm getting back to a place where I'm playing comfortably. And yeah, I still remember a lot of the matchups. I still can play really comfortably into like some tougher like Nessas or Aatrox or whatever tougher matchups. Um, but yeah, it's basically what I've been doing right now. If
Okay, so
this
those
got to
placement
say
games
that.
they were played top or mid then?
Top.
Okay.
I played like two games or three games in the mid lane. And then I decided to go for top lane. Then I played top lane alone for the rest of my placement games, and then I played my friend's placement games with him, and he plays plat 4,
Mm-hmm.
and we won like basically everything. It was really like okay.
Okay.
It's really comfortable playing.
Okay. I mean, I like that you're like kind of scientific about it. You're trying different things for yourself, trying to find a solution. You've been looking at my gameplay, trying to like find other builds, etc. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, doing like all these TRYNDAMERE coachings, like it's funny because you probably have like like let's say an OTP, I don't know, like another champion that's coaching people on this champion, and they all just know that they're all gonna build the same shit. But on Tryndamere, everyone is lost. Like I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I don't think I saw like two players building the same thing exactly or having the same thought process behind it exactly. And I feel like that's what I keep saying. It's because usually you have one best build on Tryndamere that's just the best. Then in season 11, like you had like two best builds, but it was the same. It was Kraken, Navori, Kraken Navori IE or Gale Force Navori IE, basically. And then Serilda
Yeah.
and then PD or something. And it was
Yeah.
like pretty straightforward. But these days, because you have nothing that's good, now you have more options because like you have to you have to find the less shitty option basically
Yeah.
in your build. And here, for example, I think the last two games actually, so I played Kraken Navori, but it felt actually pretty useless because even with Kraken Navori, I don't have enough damage or enough stickiness for Shivana unless I'm really ahead in items. So at the end of the game, I was ahead in gold, but I couldn't like impact on that Shivana. I couldn't like 1v1 her. I cannot dive her. Even if I catch her like a bit far from the lane, she actually like slows me, etc. So I was like, okay, maybe that would have been actually a split push game, a Hullbreaker game. Like I'm still figuring it out myself. Like I'm not gonna lie. What I think is important though is that every time you build an item, there is a reason behind it. It's at least because you
Yeah.
think it's gonna be good for that reason or that reason. And then once you have built that item, it's important that you play according to it. And
Yeah.
that will be the most important. And then over time, don't worry, like the community is pretty big. You have Ranger playing a lot, you have me playing a lot, you have Ule playing a lot, you have like the thousands of trainer players playing a lot. And at some point, we will probably like be able to say, okay, in this situation, it's this build, this situation, this build, etc. But
Yeah.
still, in that case, you could still go like alternative builds as long as you play according to them. Like for example, Yasuke. That's the story of his name actually. Like the name Yasuke comes from like it's like I mean it was like a black samurai I think in Japan, and it's and the name means like I don't know like someone who's not at his place but he's doing like he's like doing great by not doing but still like not being like being unique and doing good still something like that, like it's a Japanese term, and that's what he's
Yeah.
doing. Like he was the only one going phase rush Tryndamere made with the I don't know what he was building last season, but he's been building Strikebreaker for a long time with phase rush and Ghost and Ignite, and
Yeah.
it's good because he's doing it to the best of its capacity. So maybe like if that was placed at 100%, it would be a bit less good than what Ranger was building last season. but no one is playing at 100%. Like we're making so many mistakes every second.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah, as long as you have this approach and you keep like trying things, seeing things, it's okay that you find a play style. It's okay. Like I told you, like, I did an unranked to master split only account, and I got to masters by splitting only. Like it's possible. Even when I was playing into like Cannon, etc., like I would still go like Hydra Hullbreaker every game, demolish every game. It can work. I just had to like play with my build, you know. So yeah, long story short, keep doing what you're doing. I don't have like an answer as long as you keep thinking about what items you're building and why you're doing them.
I noticed that like because Tryndamere is obviously not in a really strong spot as he was like in season 8 or 9, where you would just rush Tiamat and Tiamat had an active and whatever, and you just stomp every lane. But playing the Uni Championship I played with my friends, I really noticed that it was a completely different Tryndamere play style I had to play to make it work there, and it worked really well because I had like complete cooperation with my team, right? So if I try to play a full split push Tryndamere, like just like how I was playing there, especially in low elo, most people won't understand how to play with a split pusher in their team. So I'll have to just type a lot and just call out every play and say, "Oh, well, get pressure on bottom, and then you guys will get around in mid, try to push a wave, and if people send people to defend me, then you can start Baron or whatever." And explain all the thought process while I'm splitting and while I'm doing 100 different things and tracking the enemy jungler and tracking everyone and whatever. So it's kind of exhausting, but when it works, right?
Yes.
But yeah, that's basically how I'm approaching this season with this champion, because it's just like you said, there's no like the strongest build because people are still trying to find and see whatever will work in different situations, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like we have to make the best out of not much, basically, with that champion. But it's okay because most likely I'm gonna look at the gameplay. I'm really not gonna focus on the build or the warrants, etc.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure like there will be like some other spots that actually like matter most and also won't change season by season because like the build like keeps evolving, the runes keep evolving, but the waves, etc., they don't change that much. So by the way, so when I'm looking at the gameplay, I would try to find like the 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 things that if you work on, you will get the most results. So what do you think these things will be for you?
Probably picking fights. Like I'm kind of lost when I have to choose between like split or join my team in a team fight. Of course, I will not join a team fight with all my ult and whatever, but sometimes I'm kind of lost in that regard. Playing from behind is something I struggle a bit also. If I don't like, if I can't pressure and win lane in a comfortable way in the early game, I see I end up in the end of the game lacking a lot of CS and just getting a lot behind in experience and gold and whatever. So I think that's a good point also. And I don't know, maybe some general macro decision making that may be lacking for me, you know.
Okay, well, we'll look at that for sure. So you can start looking for a game and then we'll keep doing a bit of talking until we find one. Sure. Okay, so I don't know, have you seen any other of my coachings?
I've seen like a bit of the one you posted yesterday. I seen just like I saw the game and a bit of the talking afterwards.
Okay, so so just like I did with the guy where I posted the video with TK, we will have like 2 exercises that we're gonna start with during the session. So the first one is what I call like doing the thinking, meaning that whenever everyone will have picked their champions and then you have the 5v5 situation, I would like you to just look at the champs, look at the matchups, etc., and just give me as much information as you can regarding the game. Like anything that you think could be useful during the game, you just throw it to me, so I can see like where we are at, regarding this. And then in game, I'm sure you've done a bit of that if you're playing in Uni, jungle tracking, of course.
Yeah.
But in Uni, you are like 5 trying to do it. Here you will be solo, so I would like to hear like what you're thinking about the jungle tracking and how it's gonna work, etc.
Okay. That's fine. Oh my god.
A tirador, what is a tirador? Is it ADC?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. The fairy ADC. Big. By the way, your English sounds really good. Are you like Brazilian, or are you like...
Yeah, I'm Brazilian. I've just like I've started speaking English because I played a lot of like Perfect World in the early days and these online games where there's a lot of English and just learned by myself.
Oh, that's nice. It's funny how like...
Meu irmão já tava com o dedo no report. The guy saying basically like with my finger on the report button for Nafiri ADC.
Okay, it's fine. He banned it actually. He was the one winning.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Small fight. Okay. So.
Did you see me doing it, or are you doing it like by yourself?
Yeah, I saw you doing it. I didn't get a chance to try it yet, but
okay.
I want to try it.
Okay.
And I think maybe MR. Depends on the team. But I like to get the MR shard just because it's more gold efficient, right? Than getting armor. Because you get more and more, and more is more expensive.
Exactly. Yeah, so the HP is decent just because it empowers your demolish proc, but you absolutely don't have to go for it. I think like I'm not sure I have to do the math about like double tenacity, like you know how they nerfed the tenacity runes.
Oh, they did.
Like they used to like add on, but now like it's like there's a multiplier, like it's not as good as it used to be. That's why I actually like to go second wind revitalize into Malphite, because you have this shield, second wind revitalize your Qs, and then the natural healing from a potential Hullbreaker that I think you should be building first.
Nice. Yeah,
and then like it's gonna be infinite sustain, and you're not gonna get punished to get grass procs.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So just to help you approach the laning a little bit, you just want to get in range for grass proc, and then you stop the trade. Like you don't want to trade HP if it's not for grass proc, and you will see that you will insta win the trades. But don't get caught up in the idea of going for all-ins, because we're used to go for all-ins, and we're not going for all-ins basically. Okay, so whenever Ash is speaking, so I'm listening to you right now. I'll let you do the thinking.
So they have we have Diana versus Shaco in the jungle. Diana will like power farm until level 6, most probably, at least she should. Shaco will try to get early ganks, so he'll probably start chickens if he knows what he's doing. Chickens into red and maybe level 3 gank top or mid. So we'll have to watch out for that. They have, I think, Lux mid and Seraphine Lucian bottom. Is that right? Let's see right now. Yeah. We have hard engage in the bot lane. They don't, but I don't know how the matchup goes. I think we most likely have more range than them, so we can get more poking and damage. I don't know what this Ashe is. I don't know how normal is like a little tempo building Ashe right now. I've been really off like bot lane meta. Fizz into Lux. Fizz just has to like dodge her Qs, and he can basically always win this lane if she doesn't try to just push and roam, right? Late game they have a better team fight, I think, because Malphite and Lux, Lucian, Seraphine, whatever, they have a lot of CC area damage. Yeah, I don't really know. Diana's probably gonna start. We are red side, right? She's probably gonna start blue buff and we're up. But I don't count with her gank. At least I shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe she has to play for bot lane or for mid lane rather than play for me because I'm playing against a Malphite. I'll just have to split push the heck out of this game and try to play around like objectives to win the game early because we don't scale a lot. I don't know if that's right, but I think it's around this line of thought.
It's pretty decent. So also like, so we talked about how. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I guess we should because just to remove shackle boxes.
Exactly. I was gonna say connect the dots because you know where Shaco wants to start. You called it.
Yeah, yeah.
He has no flash, and you have a thresh.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, she flash. Where is this?
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I have to wait 55 seconds. Yeah, now he's not gonna place his boxes. Oh damn. I don't think we should extend this very much, just zone them out.
And she has no flash, the Seraphine though.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay. Okay. I'll just get out. Right. Should I try to just like get early pressure on Malphite?
Yeah, you can. It's pretty stupid how you can actually like. I mean, you're gonna get it naturally. I mean, just focus on one thing. When you come, like, you just hit the wave, make sure to get your grass proc.
Okay.
You grass up, and then you hit your first grass proc. And then you do it on CD, and just see how the lane like works basically. So you can E in auto.
Okay.
And then you stop the trade. That's it. You do that on CD, and look for an auto.
Okay.
Look for an auto. Yeah, I'm piloting it just a little bit because I know you never played this, and it's very new. And next grass proc you E in auto.
Okay.
Don't look back. Don't look back.
Level 2 engage.
Oh yeah, if you want. It's not even needed because he gets his.
Okay.
Okay, and you press Q on CD also. You don't want Fury. You don't care about your Fury.
Sure. Oh, Shackle's in our jungle. Okay, I'll just ward this and yeah, it's coming for me.
Okay, this is fine. So now whenever you feel safe from Shaco, you just keep doing what you're doing basically.
Yeah, I'll just try to soak up some XP and although he's not gonna push this very much. Yeah. Okay. Now he's.
Don't forget to press Q on CD.
Yeah, sure. He's out of mana.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
And you can be contesting the wave a bit. As long as you keep your E, Shaco cannot go for you, right?
Yeah, I'm just more afraid of him than anything else. Oh, I messed the E up.
Forget to Q Joao on CD.
I can just ghost and kill him, right?
No, you could look for it, but it wouldn't even be that good. It was
Yeah,
like way
yeah,
too much.
yeah. He's not on this bush anymore. Just try to look for him. Okay.
Okay, so hey back. So what's the plan now?
I guess just slow push and try to crash the wave and then get back in and get my items. Yeah, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, and it's a bit different. Like I know, like usually you don't want to press Q on CD, but with this build, like that's how you make it function actually.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense though.
If it makes sense.
I should be using it. You're right. Okay, so now I wanna try to get some res procs and try to push this wave in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no hard push.
Okay, why do you hard push on this wave?
What?
Why do you hard push on this wave?
Next wave is a cannon wave, isn't it?
Okay, it is.
And then I can just have more time to go back. And now I can go back, get my items, and hope he doesn't freeze it. He can't freeze it, right? No, he didn't trying to. Oh, I'm backing out of the bush, but he's not gonna stop me.
Okay, so when you come back, what's the plan? When you come back top?
Try to set up a gank with her. Because it's low mana, and I'm almost level 6 and he's pushing. I guess he's warding right now. Just trying to find him here. Oh! That didn't stop him? Okay.
Yeah,
I got my grass park, but I got to base. That's on me though, I was low to it. I guess I can just... I don't know if I can freeze this. No, I can't.
You cold until
Oh,
you
he TP'd.
eat.
Okay, it does a lot of damage. Oh, it takes no damage though. Diana doesn't wanna come here. I didn't get my grass park.
It's very fun because if you're not out-sustaining his HP bar, you're out-sustaining his mana bar.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Where's Shaco?
You haven't... Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Whenever we don't know where the jungler is, we should consider that he's here, basically. It's never a bad idea.
Just don't want to get dove, you know. But I don't know, I have ult. Oh, Shaco's bottom. I don't know what's going on there. Oh no, I missed a cannon. He's out of mana now.
Okay.
Shouldn't be tanking the wave. He hit a third shot.
What should you do? What should you do now?
He's warding. Oh, okay. Now I can just run him down. Okay. I'll just push this. They got dragon, okay. I really have no idea where's Shaco. I've been lacking on the tracking.
Okay, put yourself in Malphite's shoes. What does he want to do now?
Go back to base because it's low mana.
Okay. How do you prevent that?
Just push the wave and don't let him get the XP. But he can outpush me because it's a more fight. There's not much you can do right now, I think, like, from stopping him going back to base. Because it's just gonna back... Oh,
I mean, you can never prevent him from pressing B, but you can make him lose as much as possible from it. It's either freeze or, yes, pushing it, and then don't forget you have demolish, you have demolish, you have demolish, you have demolish.
Sure. I forgot.
And also, we see that Shaco is bot, and now you just get 200 gold for free.
Yeah. Now just go base. And this is a slow push to me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'll do a hull breaker. Hull. Quebra casco. And, forgot. I should have bought a pink ward. Forgot. She's just gonna get slapped. What the fuck? Me when I play Diana. Okay, so now they're just gonna get harrowed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what are you gonna do? What's your plan here?
Just exaggerate defense because he has double buff and Shaco's here. Just pinging Fizz to have his going back there, down there. I'll just get this minion wave and get down because it's a freeze for me. I don't think there's much I can do here, honestly. Okay. Fuck. Why'd she go there? Okay. I'm gonna get this wave right now. I can maybe ward this and see if I can do something, but I doubt it. Oh, they're not doing it. Okay, so just slow push from here. Oh, I missed it.
Okay, what are you gonna do regarding the waves?
Just slow push this, and when he comes back, try to crash it, and just get back to buy items. Now I have to hard push this and get grass procs. I don't have my grass stacked up. Oh, okay, I messed up. There's Shaco doing this. I can't do anything about it right now, I think. Although he's pushing back to me, I can just go there. Okay, just run away. Get him off the... Oh my god, she's so bad.
Nice.
That's Resident Silver. Okay. And this... I can maybe do something, but I don't have ult. And I lost a lot of XP line because of the way the wave was set up. Yeah, I'll go here. Oh, it's coming back. Damn, no one died. Okay. At least they stopped the Herald. Oh, let this push to me. Or no, I should get the plates.
You can actually go for a demolish proc if he doesn't hold the wave.
Yeah.
If you hold the wave,
Try.
just go, grass proc, and then you stop the trade. That's it.
Just wanna get my Eve back.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't have ult, but she can come anyway. Okay. Now I'll get my grass proc, although the plates are gone. I should have like tried to play more aggressive in the before 14 minutes. I'll help her here because although I don't need actually because Chico's bot.
You should take it
I'll
though.
just get a deep ward here and take this. Oh, okay. I should have played more aggressive the early just for like stacking my grass proc and trying to get more plates because I have demolish, right?
Hmm?
So I see that's something I haven't been doing very much. He has Iceborne. I don't think I can kill him, or maybe I can. Yeah,
You
I
can
can.
if you
Of
keep.
course. I messed up. I ulted too early. Yeah. Okay.
And also, so you want
Yeah,
to
I
play
died.
the
Yeah.
extended fights. As I said, like no all-ins. Even if he has 30% HP, you don't win those all-ins. You're
Okay.
playing like if you press Q on CD again, like he was like 35% HP, you will get back to 50, 60, 70, and he will be fucked. Like look at him, he has no mana, no HP.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need to keep that in mind. You're not playing lethal tempo. You're not playing for extended trades. I know it feels unnatural, but just trust me. Trust me on that.
Yeah. No. No. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Uh. I don't know where Lux is. Chico's bot. Okay. They have a pink ward here. Um. Okay. Oh, I missed the cannon. Just make sure to try to get my grass proc.
That's it.
Oh, I got hit. Damn, there's a lot of slow.
And you actually won that.
What?
Q, 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 Q.
Yeah, sure.
That's what makes you winning these trades. It's the healing that you have. If you don't press Q, you're not getting it.
Oh. Damn, that was a coin flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to Q
Really
again
ugly.
before the fight starts. Like you don't want Fury for crits. That's not
Yeah,
the move.
yeah.
And we still get first turret.
Oh,
It's fine. I mean, it's
okay.
fine.
That's fine. Like,
Okay,
I
now
gave him
think about
300
it.
gold,
Like,
but he's dying.
what item do you need? Like, what are you actually doing? What will help you do what you're doing?
I'm pushing, so I need Hydra, right? Could
Hydra
help
can be
me just
good.
push the wave, but I don't know if that's really the play. Maybe Trinity Force can be.
Sir. Because you're doing just short trades. What's really good with short
Yeah,
trades?
yeah, okay.
Cool.
And then I'll just go bottom because
What's next objective on the map?
Dragon actually. I should be splitting top right, but the wave is just pushed all the way. Bot too, but I maybe just join the fight mid.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have Hullbreaker, this feels really bad to do, but just try to catch him here. You know. Just try to zone her out of the fight. and catch this wave bottom, I think. And try to push for turret. Draw some aggro and try to just stay alive while my team can start the dragon, and if they don't come to defend this turret, I get 600 gold for free. And it feels bad to lose this dragon because it's so mountain soul and they have a Malphite. But oh, my team is just not giving a fuck. Oh, there's everyone's here. Just that. Okay. That was bad from my part. Like,
What would have been better?
I kinda like put myself in the grave by continuing to go bottom when I should just go top instead of just like going bottom with no pressure from them and then just walking around in their jungle like for no reason, right? So now they'll just get the drag for free because we lost the fight because of that.
So if they get the Drake, what will be the objective then?
Then we'll be Baron.
So where should we go?
Yeah, bottom.
Let's go.
But that's the point. Oh, I got the blue buff.
Find more
that's
Qs.
Okay, more CDR, yeah. Like the thing is, this is the point where it gets exhausting, like how I was talking to you before. Just I have to command every action now because my team won't get the hint that they need to try to get Baron, like play for my pressure, right?
But like even naturally, as long as you don't die, naturally, even if you bring two people and they don't do Nash, like they will still like get something, camps,
yeah.
turrets,
Yeah,
etc.
right.
So yeah, they don't have to make the best play. If you bring two people, it's gonna be so easy for them to make even a decent play.
Okay, they got Lux, and Fizz is walking around there. Sumatar, Chaco, okay, I got his TP. I can just get my grass proc and right now.
They even finish the turrets.
Turret.
Yes. Yeah. That's so stupid, right?
Yeah.
And
I should go south here, right? Or no?
If you think you need to. I think yeah, you should just use E to pass through walls. Then you can ghost. Yeah, that's what your summoners are for when you're playing this build. Okay. You can just ult, auto,
I don't need
E
to ult
away.
here. Oh, no, I need. Alright. Okay.
It's fine. You did your job. How far are you from Triforce?
A bit. 600 gold. And now like Ashe is mad with me because I'm like getting beaten up by Malphite and doing nothing bottom when I just got their tier 2 turret and they did nothing with my pressure, right? So it's kind of frustrating, but I mean,
if it frustrates you, you should just mute her. I would have muted her personally.
Yeah, I muted the Trash and the Diana too because of the same thing. I'll just do it right now.
Really nice.
I'll just wait for this Lucian here, and then we can get him with Fizz maybe. Although I don't think we need it.
So what are you playing for now?
The same game plan is just playing for Baron, but my team.
I think you have better than you have a better play than this.
Just joining the fight, you mean? because I mean
Even
I'm
better.
here, right?
I mean, here of course you can look to group because of
Yeah,
how
but
good
there's
it's looking.
okay.
Okay, what should we do as a
Now
team now?
just get Baron because we killed
Yeah.
everyone. Or
Yes. So I will tell you the play that will be better. Look at your shop. Yeah. So you have the gold for Triforce, and there used to have like a there used to be a Drake spawning in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So the
yeah,
best play I think would have been to get the gold for Triforce, then reset and go top.
go top. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But because there was a fight, then it was really good to get the flank. And then I think you shouldn't base here actually.
Yeah, okay.
Can you understand why?
My wave is already pushed up here, right?
Oh yeah, you need to
So
be
I maybe
careful though.
just yeah. They have
What?
two here. I'll
Yeah.
just get the fuck out. They have 4 here.
When is Drake?
40 seconds.
I think you shouldn't base. Still.
Okay.
I usually not do that, but I know because it's a different gameplay and build and stuff, etc. I'm piloting so you see like in real time like the thinking, and I will explain it of course later.
Okay. I maybe should have grabbed those 2 minions there, but
So I know.
I'll just yeah, because my wave is now pushed all the way back, and I have Baron buff. I should just bring it up. And they'll fight for dragon, and I'll just get this turret.
Okay, do you see it now? Wait was good to stay.
Yeah, of course.
And plus 0 HP. And you can take that turret, you don't give a shit about Seraphine.
Yeah.
Don't look to diver, of course. No need to diver.
No need.
And this way you got T1 top, T2 top,
Yeah,
turret bots.
I can just counter jungle him also.
Exactly.
Because he was bottom. Oh, he's mid right now. Nope.
And now we
I'll
get
just
Drake.
be careful because he may be around. I just want to
Diana is so slow to Drake. Why is that?
Oh, she was doing it alone, but even then. Now
Okay.
I have 2k gold, I'll just see if I can get this. I don't know if it's greedy to get this, but because I have 2.2k gold.
You have to think about it. See, so you get this, you base, and now you walk out of base, and there's an interesting timer. It's exactly when Fizz and Ash are going out of base. So for that reason, it was not greedy, you know, because now you're like, that's what actually like why we call basing a reset, because in pro play, they base at the same moment. So they like reset all of their presence on the map so they can go again together and go at the right place at the right spot.
Okay,
So
okay, makes sense.
So yeah, it was good to go there.
The reason why I was thinking if that was greedy or not is just because I have so much gold and I could have finished my item so long ago, and I should probably be like getting my item and exerting my pressure back on the map, right? With items ready.
Yes.
Now my team is fighting top for some reason. I'm just watching what's going on in mid because people may collapse on me, but I can try to just get this turret because I don't know if I give much of a shit for Lucian and Lux.
So now, don't forget to press Q, press E, like whenever you have Triforce. Press E. Oh, actually, I think you should suicide for inhib, actually.
Yeah, but they're all coming back. Oh.
When is Nash?
Nash is in 2 minutes and 30.
Okay, try it. Suicide for inhib. Give everything. Just forget about this wave. E on inhib.
Okay.
And then whenever you have Triforce Q, press Q.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Press W whenever you have it, and then you just E out. Well, first, you don't absolutely don't have to suicide, but even suiciding for inhib would have been good. Do you understand why?
Yeah, sure. Because we get pressure bottom, and then without me needing to be there, right? So my team can always have pressure on the opposite side of the Baron.
Exactly, and then you can go top, and team can just play around dash.
I think we just like get my demolish proc on this, and you get a turret.
I think you can get more than this.
Yeah, just back out because everyone's dead, right? We just get this.
Okay.
And I'll just push top if it's. Well, I mean,
When
I don't know.
when is Nash?
1 minute 20. Yeah. I don't know because we already have we already have like pressure bot and mid, like because of the super minions that are coming here, right? And I don't know if it can match Malphite because it has. I mean, he doesn't have that much armor, right? He has. Oh, it has. His Malphite has 385 armor.
Yeah.
But I can just like grab this wave and get out. Oh, I didn't get the cannon minion. Fine, there's just. I don't know if it's really necessary for me to protect this tower, right? And it's kind of bad I'm here because Baron is spawning soon.
Oh, it's not. Because what did we do like a minute ago? And why did we do it?
Oh, we got the inhibitors like bot side, and
so I think you're exactly where you want to be.
Yeah,
right?
I think I'll just push this wave to get my Hydra, and then go back base and try to. I don't know if I should actually. Well, my team is all pushed up. I should maybe just continue pushing this. Oh, we can just end the game here, right?
Most likely, yes.
I'll just get this turret and. We gotta. I don't know if this. Okay.
Don't forget what build you're playing.
You say that because I'm tanky and I should just dive them, or
no, you shouldn't dive them.
Oh, I should. Yeah, I should just get the turrets, right?
And the Nexus eventually.
Yeah, sure. Okay. No, that's okay. GG.
Yeah, it's pretty
makes sense.
stupid. It's not the best League of Legends, I know, but it works so well.
Yeah, no, makes a lot of sense, right? It's not like how I'm used to be playing, right? With Tryndamere that's super tanky and I mean, yeah, it's kind of is, right? Like I always go for turrets and wherever, and getting max damage on turrets. But what I mean is just, yeah, sometimes I get stuck on like, oh shoot, I have a fear that if I just go for some play, I'll just get my team killed, and we in a situation where we could just end the game, we'll end up like dragging the game out and giving the enemy team a chance, right? In that situation specifically. But it makes a lot of sense. They should actually just go for the turrets.
Okay. I mean, sometimes like it's like sometimes even if you're there and you're playing a 5v4, like it's gonna happen that your team like just does random shit and dies, you know. Like I think like you should just not be too concerned about that because it's gonna happen. It will happen to all of us. It keeps happening.
Yeah.
What you like the only thing you should be focused on is that you have a tool in your hands in order to win the game, and your tool is your champion. And your mission at any time is to make the most of this tool. And that's it, you know. If Tryndamere here, like if you were able to, like it was like a few seasons ago, or season 8, when you had like static IE and you just E-flash on Lucian, E-flash auto and he's dead, of course that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And not be like just pushing turrets, etc. But these days, Tryndamere cannot do that. And Malphite just out impacts you in team fights. So sometimes, like, even if your team loses a 4v4, and then let's say they lose a 4v4 and they lose a Drake, but then you're on the opposite side of the map and you take like 2 turrets and a herald or something, or 1 turret and a herald, it's still fine. Like, that's the most that your tool can do. And even if you went there, like, you're never gonna kill your team. That's something that you should never forget. You're never killing your team. That's
okay.
They die, and they're gonna die eventually. And you're Tryndamere. Like, even if you were Thresh, maybe I would say yes, you can save them because you have W. But you're Tryndamere. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, W slow someone by going behind him and then praying, you know? So I get where you're coming from, and the situation that made you that way. But especially like in this in solo queue and in this elo, like, it's not to brag, but I've been playing on an account that was around this elo. I went 19-1, and it was not by considering like anything that my teammates would get caught, etc. Unless like I'm playing against Ornn, Seraphine, Malphite, and then they can just press ult, and Wukong, for example, and then they just like press ults, and then of course my team can get hard engaged. It's normal. Like, even if they were like fake or carrier, whoever you want, like some comps, they can just like press ult and engage, you know. But like, regarding the situation, I think you are both like pretty fine. And even if it happened, if you're already in a situation to pressure and to get more than what your team is getting, that's what you should be going for. But
either way, like, in sorry to cut you off, but either way, in that situation, like, we had other nibs open, and we just even if we died there and everyone died, there's not much they could do. Like, they didn't have any towers up, just Nexus towers, but they were already have HP, and we had like 6 super minions getting there. So there's not much they could do if we died. And also, the thing that catch me kind of guard in that last fight, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I should just E-flash onto Lucian and kill him. Then I remembered, oh yeah, I can't do that because I don't have the damage, right? I'm not playing like fucking IE
Essence River, or like
Essence River, whatever. I can't do that. I don't have the damage to do it. But so I just wound up like walking back and forth and got caught by the Malphite ultimate. But yeah.
Okay, so I will show like throughout the game. So the game was like, this game your team was pretty ahead. So it's not like your average League of Legends games. Most of them are gonna be like a bit harder to win. But still, I think we still have enough content because the game was pretty long first, and we had a pretty good amount of situations. And I will try to give you things that you keep in mind, regardless of playing Hullbreaker Trynd or not Hullbreaker Trynd or Lethal Tempo or Gale Force. I will try to give you general concepts, general ideas of why I was thinking certain things and why I was calling certain things. And of course, there are things that I still didn't call. But as I said, like with you, I just allowed myself a bit of piloting, which I don't do usually. Hopefully you didn't mind it, because like if I just let you first time this playstyle in without giving you a bit of information and directions, like you're just gonna be twerking on the map and not like, it's gonna hard, like it's hard the first time. The first time I did this, I inted so hard, and then I played it like 20 times and then understood like the in and outs of it. Anyway, we're gonna still take it gradually. We're gonna take the game like chronologically from the start to the end. So you can stop sharing your screen. I don't know if you did that already, and start looking at mine. So do you have my screen here?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, by the way, I will. So my students sometimes tell me that I should be using Epic Pen, and I downloaded Epic Pen. So maybe it might be a bit stiff.
No, okay, that's fine.
But now I have an issue, is that I cannot click on. I can only draw. How do I not draw?
Maybe there's, if you click the mouse button on the
oh yeah,
and now you can click on the
so it's
stuff.
Control Shift 2. Okay. Control Shift 2 is the mouse. Control Shift 3 is this, and Control Shift and 5 is this. Okay.
Another thing I was struggling a bit with this game was like, one, learning this new playstyle, right? And at the same time, like because I'm learning a new play style, I'm trying to just uh play somewhat safe to not get the enemies super far ahead while I'm still trying to convey all my thoughts in another language, right? So that's kind of distracting. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, of
kind of
course.
hard.
Like I
But
know that,
yeah,
like the fact that we're talking plus it's a live game plus it's a new play style plus I'm asking you questions. Like of course, like yeah, you're gonna perform like a bit differently of coaching, but of course I would not take
of
that into
course.
consideration. And it wouldn't matter. Like you could be 10 times worse, and it wouldn't matter. Like as long as I can help with some things.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, no, yeah, that's for sure.
so regarding the thinking, actually, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it shows that you've been playing for a long time, and maybe it's the fact that you've been playing in a team. So you've been talking with someone who's a main jungle and a main mid and a main ADC and main support. But I feel like you had a pretty good understanding of the dynamics of the game, um, regarding like how everyone wants to like play out their fights, what's the scaling, how phase goes into Lux. It's I would note that he doesn't have ignite because Fizz with ignite can just snowball and shit on Lux, but because he doesn't have ignite, I think she can be pretty safe with barrier and um and her shield, like natural shield, etc. Like yeah, a pretty good set of information saying that Diana should not play top. Like both junglers shouldn't play top. Actually, it's a waste of time because even if Malphite gets 1 kill or 2 kills, like it's not gonna change what Malphite does. Like he's just gonna team fight and press ult on people
Yeah.
and be super tanky. And for you it's the same. Like you can get like 1 kill or 2 kills. Like it's not gonna giga enable you. You're not gonna be able like to all in the Malphite. You're just gonna like okay, like maybe be a bit ahead on
A
your
bit of
whole
a head,
breaker,
and yeah.
etc. But yeah, so the win count is not around here. For them, it could be mid Fizz snowballing on Lux, but also we have ignite bot here. So bot plus it's like short range champion, so it's pretty gankable, and you have like a Thresh, and then you have CC on Seraphine. So the game should be played bot side. You realized all of this, and I think it was really good. The only thing that I was missing is that, well, then you have to take that information and actually like make a plan out of it. So League, when you think about it, it's a permanent, it's an infinite like loop of you have a set of information. Regarding that information, you make a plan, and then you try to apply that plan. And the three things of that loop can be optimized. And of course, once you try to apply the plan, regardless of it if it works or not, then you have a new set of information. So you make a new plan, and then you try to apply it. So applying the plan is just like mechanics, basically. If you have a plan, it's just like, okay, well, I want to push, I want to hit grass procs, I want to not get dove, and then like you use your mechanics and knowledge to like not get dove, etc. The information, I feel like you have it, or you're competent to have it, but it's funny how you didn't like went from the info to the plan. For example, like first sequence of the game, like the first like for me the first sequence of a League of Legends game, it's like before 1:30. Also, if you've been playing in team, like you kind of know it. You kind of you always look like, can we invade, or can we go forward there, or can we track the jungler? And then you go for it if you can. And here we have Flashless Shaco, and we know where he's gonna start. And we have Thresh. Like even if we didn't have Flashless Shaco, like as soon as you have a Thresh, you know like there's an invade potential, unless they have Nautilus, Braum, or like anything that's stronger, basically level 1. So yeah, that would be the one thing missing, like actually using that information to make a plan from the start of the game, because I think that you should be the one actually calling for that invade and not be reacting to your team invading. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but on the long term it becomes a big deal, you know. Like
it makes sense. I don't know if you don't mind me talking right now.
Oh,
but
of course not. Of course not.
I think this is like a very clear indication that it's both a bless and a curse to play with a competent team, right? Because I can gather all this information and know like, oh yeah, how some matchups go, how the jungle should be played and whatever, because I played with really good junglers and really good shot callers, right? I had one of the junglers on my team she played like semi-pro league, right? She was grandmaster and she played in a Brazilian team here.
Okay.
And we had like coaching from their coach to play the championships and whatever. And so I know all this stuff. I know, but usually wasn't me who gave the calls, and usually so I just like, yo, I know this information, but that's not information that I should be like actively trying to convert into a game plan, because the shot caller, usually the jungle or the support, should be giving the game plan and trying to make that happen, right? Because that's how I'm accustomed to playing, right? Because usually it's my jungler who, oh, so I'll do this and then we'll start calling. So it's kind of this double-edged knife situation, right? So I know all this information, I know how to gather this, but I don't know how to apply it, right? As a top laner, you know?
Yeah, maybe you can try to do an exercise where like it's something that I say that often when I coach a lot, I end up being like playing better over time, because when I play I kind of hear myself coaching, you know, like I was like observing my own gameplay. Maybe you could try something where like you're imagining what would she say, or what would they say, these guys that are good that I'm playing with usually. That could be like, maybe that would like be easier for you to imagine what they would be shot calling rather than shot calling yourself, because you're not used to that. I don't know, maybe it's like a mental thingy that can work, but yeah, of course it's solo queue. In solo queue there's solo, and then yeah, you have to take the responsibility of that. I get it. So I'm just gonna real quick show you, although this video is the one that got the most view on my channel for some reason, I'm just gonna show you like real quick the way it's like kind of supposed to be done, and what that can actually do. Just really quickly, what I exactly mean by what I call, because I feel like even if you are like hearing it, like probably you weren't like completely convinced about it, because like you haven't done it in a situation that like it actually works. Here I have severe jungle, so I have like 0 jungle pressure. So I'm just gonna show. So I get the grasp, I hit my auto, boom, and then I can get that auto because he doesn't have his auto attack. And like that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And we're gonna see like it's just gonna be like 2 minutes of this. Now I even go for demolish proc. Here.
Yeah.
Press proc, and now starting from now I'm gonna press Qs on CD.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Just really quick. Think I'll just, you can stop sharing your screen. I'll watch the from your live stream, because
it's blurry a bit.
Yeah.
So the only issue with watching on the live is that you have a bit of a delay. So I don't. So maybe try it and see if the delay is too long or not. Because I think
I'll
that.
try it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it's on the advertising, right?
Oh wait, I have ads. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I think you cannot stop them from putting ads.
No. Yeah. Okay.
How long you have ads, or is it over already?
It's about like 15-second delay. I don't know, it's kind of bad. I'll watch from the Discord call. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so basically, yeah, when you're playing this, you're playing like it's a bit sad, but you're playing runes. So here we're at 333, and I already hit 2 demolish procs. I know that in your game, like Shaco was applying like pressure top, and you couldn't do that, but you had other angles. Now, because I'm a bit concerned about Shaco, I'm letting him push. Still, I try to go for those crash proc, but that's it. Even if here it looks like I can maybe all in him, of course I let the minions crash first, and then maybe I can all in. That's not what we're playing for. So now I actually like, so Malphite backs. He used the whole HP and mana bar. He comes back, but when he comes back, I'm already full HP again, because I spammed Q on CD.
Yeah.
And now this happens, this happens, this happens. Malphite will, I think, ult on me at some point, or go base. So now I'm just pressing Qs on CD 7 minute 30. He goes base again, so that's 2 HP bars and mana bars from Malphite, and now he TPs, cancels my base, and this is his 3rd mana and HP bar. I still haven't backed, I have 2600 gold.
Yeah.
Because I have D-Shield, Second Wind, Revitalize, Grass procs, and I'm just going for autos on my Grass proc. I don't trade HP whenever it's not for Grass proc. Now this is his 3rd HP bar, and here I can actually get two platings. So he backed, came back by on feet, backed, came back with TP, backed, came back, and now I base, and I have my Hullbreaker, and I got 2 platings, and I'm just like shitting on him. So that's like just to show you that it's infinite. Like Tryndameere is actually one of the few champions in the game that actually has infinite sustain. So for example, Gragas has a lot of sustain, but he has to use mana for it. Tryndameere, he just needs time. The more time, like there's a sentence that I say in this video, I think. I say the difference between a good and a bad situation with Tryndameere is the amount of Qs you have to press. That's it. You have a bad situation, you press 5 Qs, now it's a good situation. And yeah, that's like legit only what I did this game to get to that point, and then I can go for my Shin and to extend, and then I play my game. Okay, so this way, when I go into your game, I will not like every time like you don't do it, I'm not gonna say, well, here you didn't do it, here you should E auto, here you should, etc. But just I wanted to show you an example of where it was working, so you actually understand that like he can get like 5 bases, 5 TPs back, as long as you don't get in kill range, because you have Second Wind, Revitalize, D-Shield, Q. You're like, yeah, that's just unfair. Like you're just unkillable, and what you're looking to play for is as many Demolish procs as you can, as many Grass proc and Demolish procs when you're playing this build, of course.
I realized that pretty late into the game, actually.
Yes. Yeah, you actually like get the Demolition at 13 minutes, I think, and then you're like, oh shit, I should have played for more Demolish. Anyway, so now regarding jungle tracking. This is going to be very important. This happened, so we went and we killed the Seraphine. By the way, again, like you can like know that information that Seraphine has no flash, and then I don't know if you forget about it just after, but you're like, maybe we should not commit, maybe we should walk back, and I don't care about this guy, but you have Ashe and Seraphine slowed. I would actually go here.
So let me explain what happened. I just didn't want to overcommit and get like caught and fucked up, because the last game I played today, we did the same thing and we overextended, and I ended up with a Renekton on my top lane with 3 kills, and the game was just completely like fucked from the start, right? So it's just like kind of cautious, but I agree. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Like, we have our whole team there. Shaco is out of the game because out of play because he got low HP from the first engage, if I remember correctly. Seraphine has no flash, and we have Trash, Ashes low, and whatever. So yeah, that's 100% correct.
Okay, so I feel like it's funny because I feel like there are players who are addicted to invade and will invade regardless because they have gotten more good experiences with invades, and then you have the invade, like the people who are like super scared about it and they never want to invade because they had bad experiences. And what you want to be, where you want to be, is not get emotional about it at all, and just look at what are like the numbers, what is the exact situation. Just look at the champions, and some champions are really good level 1. Can you like give me a few like list of champions that level 1 kind of tick and tell you, okay, you can invade because of that?
Oh, it's like Nautilus, Trash, even like Mordekaiser has really strong level 1. Riven, I don't know, like what's other. I'm trying to think of a jungler with really good level 1. Maybe Kindred.
So yeah, all they have in common is that they have something that can close or create distance consistently. Like they don't have like Tryndameere has 1 E, but that's it. Like once you E, you have nothing, you know. Ashe has a
Another
slow
champ that's
every auto attack. Yeah.
100% like full invade heavy is like Kalista. She's
Oh yeah.
completely
Every auto is a
broken, and
dash.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
it
you should be
understand.
looking for that, and then also the flashes. Like whenever like you're against a Hecarim playing Ghost, a Shaco playing Ghost, a top laner playing Ghost TP, then you can call for an invade top. Like if this game it was, for example, like not a Shaco jungle, but then you had Gwen Ghost TP, maybe you can ask for an invade top with Thresh, and
Yeah,
you shouldn't expect for them to follow, you know, but just call it because you know that if it happens, like there's no way it doesn't work. It's just like
yeah,
it's gonna work.
for sure.
Okay, and now so this happened. Um, Now jungle tracking is important. What can you tell me about the junglers,
Oh,
Diana and Shaco?
Shaco is not starting bot side, he's starting top side. So I was kind of scared to play really aggressive early because I know he can. I have 100 something K mastery on Shaco, so I know he can just completely fuck me up from the start. Although it's not a like. Yeah, I mean, he would get a lead and he can snowball off that, but he shouldn't be playing for top side. But that's not. But at the same time, I have Diana starting top side also, right? So I should see the invade he did coming uh, to a certain extent, right? She should also, so she shouldn't get killed on her
Yeah, for
Krugs.
sure.
But yeah, so I'm at this moment I know he just and just killed his blue buff or probably or Gromp also, and he's trying to do something, right? So uh, maybe I could just give up a little bit of pressure and try to help out Diana. I wasn't paying enough attention like closely to.
Okay. I don't think you can. I don't think you should really blame yourself for this because look at the moment between we see Shaco and Diana is dead.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's
Yeah,
completely.
Shaco boom
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
the thing is, what actually happened, now looking back at it, is that Shaco got his bot invaded. So now, because you got vision, etc., he doesn't know if you guys are invading his bot side or no. But he's probably guessing or thinking that, well, Diana is invading my bot side. And that's why when you are walking top, like what I would have been wanting to do would be like ward my red buff. But then I see Diana starting on my top side. So I think the only reason Shaco invaded top is because he thought that Diana was in his bot side, and that and then you guys were they were like gonna cross map, and Diana would do like bot camps and he would do top camps. But Diana didn't do that, and then he just found like 1 HP Diana, he could just like kill her. So I think the bad call was from Diana not to stay on red buff and not to actually like
Yeah,
take
for
it.
sure.
But I really like it, like still like, okay, at least we're thinking about it. That's all that matters to me. And then I know that here, once you have like the wave like kind of pushing, you realize that Shaco could be somewhere and you start moving before having the information on him. So okay, I really like that. And now, so what does it mean like regarding Shaco's clear? Like where is he gonna be in 30 seconds in 1 minute 130, for example?
Oh, he's probably gonna start to clear his jungle from top side to bottom side, right? Uh, because I mean he technically could, although if he watched Diana's CS properly, he would know that she did all her top side. But maybe he could look for seeing if there was more camps there or just gank me, right? And then if I was him, I would just at this moment I would just try to clear my jungle from top to bottom.
How many camps do you think he still has top?
Uh probably I think he only got blue buff. I don't know how much CS he has right now, but he probably just clear his blue. He
Okay.
probably has Grump and Wolves alive.
Okay. So from that information, actually, are we gonna have a little tabulation coming? because it's the time for Diana to actually do like 3 camps. I think it could be the time for Shaco to do 2 camps into the invade, because he has his Q, he's so fast, he has smite. Because here Diana is like finishing her 3rd camp. So is it the time for Shaco to only do 1 camp into an invade? Or maybe he did 1 camp and then he looked for red buff and raptors and saw that they were down and then went for golems. I don't know. It could be worth pressing a little tabulation, you know, just to see like if it's 4, 8 or 12, basically, if he stopped the camp. But you know that's okay, he was top, but he's not gonna be top for a bit of time. I mean, we don't have that information yet. Like right now, like he could go do 1 top camp. I mean, if you've been a Shaco player, you know, like you can go crazy with Shaco. You can go back to 1 camp and then go back top, or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I just stood in the bush for so long, like trying to soak up XP. From the moment I met with him on my tri bush, right? Because I'm 100%, by 100% know that he can just fake go out and come back and gank me and kill me, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, so far, like, no big deals. I'm just like asking like the general question, like things that are gonna be useful like every single game, and I just want to see like how much you are doing things for conscious reasons and how much like just because it happened, you know. Okay. I mean, here, like, I'm just gonna say it one last time because it keeps happening. Like, yeah, like whenever you're building you're playing this, like, really, like, imagine you have a bot setup that just presses Q on CD, and that's how you play the matchup. And here, even if you're not playing Grasp, etc., like here, for example, you're gonna hit those, so you're gonna build up Fury. So you want to press Q because you don't need the Fury to crit on these minions. It's not necessary. And you're just gonna build it up. So here, like, you're getting Fury in the void, you know. You're overkilling your Fury basically. And then when you press Q, you only have this amount of Fury when you could have had like a Q coming back faster and then way more Fury. So that's the general idea. Whenever you're gonna build your Fury back up, it's exactly like when you want to press Q.
Yeah, for sure. That's I'm conveying my thoughts in a different language diff moment. But it's split attention. But I completely get what you're saying.
Okay, so here you see that wave, for example. So most likely Malphite has backed. So now looking back at it, so what do you think could be your plan for that wave, or that wave and the next one, or whatever's happening on top side?
So here I'm thinking like I probably can't crash this wave because 1, he has TP, 2 is a cannon wave, so I'll take just too long trying to clear this up. But maybe I don't know. It's kind of, sometimes I get lost in the what should I do with this wave and the next wave, because if it's not really a clear, like, I'm playing attack defense or I'm freezing or whatever, sometimes I don't know what to do. Right?
Okay, so what's the state of the wave? Is it staying here? Is it freezing? Is it pushing to him? Is it pushing to you?
It's pushing to him, I think.
So so it's okay. I'm gonna draw. Like, because the middle of the lane is here, but here they're meeting here. So this extra distance means your minions are gonna hit first, and the next wave is gonna hit first. So it's gonna push to him. Let's go. We're drawing. Okay. Anyway, so you're not gonna be able to crash this one. So if Shaco was top, you'll be terrified, right? Because now you have to fix a wave, but he can gank. But now we know that most likely he's not top. Most likely he's gonna play bot side because he did camps top and then he invaded, but then he has no camps to steal, so all he can do is like top camps and then bot camps. So if we're not crushing this one, which one are we crushing? The next one or the one after?
The next one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the next one, right.
And then what? Let's say, so you have pushed this one slowly and then you crash the next one. So then what happens? What's the situation? What do you want to do then?
Actually, maybe, I don't know. Because I don't know if I have enough time to build and slow push 2 more waves, right? Because my fear in this situation is if I push this wave and I don't get a big enough wave under Malphite's turret and I go back to base, I may lose some XP because after this, there's 2 more waves between this and the next Cannon wave, right? And his Amalphite has a lot of AoE clear, although he wastes a lot of mana. So maybe he can just push the wave faster, then I can come back to lane. But maybe if I get a big enough wave under his turret, he can. But I don't know.
Okay. Well, you could have build a slow push that could allow you to get the cannon wave plus the 2 next normal waves under turret, and then you can back on the next cannon wave timer, so Malphite doesn't have the time to crash it. If you didn't E in the minions here.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to build a slow push as slow as possible, it starts here on the turret. Yeah. It starts on this turret. You need to let as many turret shots go on these minions and last hit as late as possible. This way, this wave will be held a bit more here, so the waves will meet here, and then next wave will meet here, and last wave will meet
under his turret,
close to his turret, but not under it. That's one thing. Then the other thing is, of course, like this is all hypothetical because he still has a TP. So now, if Malphite has a TP, like he can TP and you can even like not crash this way, maybe, or the next one, like maybe he's gonna TP, but he doesn't have to TP, right? Because it's pushing to him anyway. So here he doesn't have the need to TP. So most likely we're gonna look now that this happened. So first, like we're gonna have a look to slow push and bring the as big as of a wave to him. Now that it's slow push, we don't really have the choice at that point. Yes, it's either you're gonna crash this one plus the next one, or that's it. Like that's your only option basically, because you won't have the time to crash two waves. But then what happens is that you will have a big wave coming into his turret, and then you go for a really nice demolish proc. And then you have 2 options. Either you stay, because here also like you'll be full HP if you just press Q on CD. Either you stay and try to clear the next normal wave and you stay on map forever, like I did, like I backed with 3k gold on the game that I just showed you. Or you base and you accept to sack a few millions of XP to buy. And then what would you buy after this wave? You tell me.
Pickaxe.
Pickaxe, for example.
Pickaxe, yeah.
So my whole point is, you seem like a smart man. You understand the game also. You have a pretty good understanding. So I think you're able to do what they call what then, or then what. So in League, what makes the difference between like some good and some really good players is like how far they can go in their thinking. For example, like let's say I know that Malphite like is not gonna TP. I could get in that situation where this wave crashes and I'm like, okay, well, this wave crashes, then what? Then the next one, so it's gonna crash under my turret, and the next one is gonna be a cannon wave. So I will slow push this one. Then what? Well, then I will slow push the 2 next one and have a big crash. Then what? Then I will hit a demolish proc. Probably even go through, like go base in that bush. Because once I have the crash, I will actually walk this way to hold the next cannon wave, tank it a bit, and then back in that bush, because if Malphite follows me, he just loses golden experience, and if he doesn't follow me, well, I can just back, and I would have held the wave as much as possible. Then what? Then I know that my gold will be around a pickaxe plus a refillable. Then what? Then I come back to wave that's slow pushing to me. Then what? Well, I cannot prevent Malphite from crushing this at that point. He has so much push, and like I don't have the way to contest it. So I will get a few grass proc, but I will let him crash. Then what? Then I will ping my Fizz to be careful, because Malphite will probably be level 6, and I will ping my Fizz to be careful for Malphite rotation. Then what? So you see, like, it's all about how far you can go in your thinking. And I'm not saying you should go like 4 minutes or 5 minutes ahead of time, which like challengers player can do. I'm not saying that I can do it. I can do it some matchups that I really know. but you should at least be able to go for like 1 or 2 extra waves because you seem to have a decent understanding of the waves. So I'm not gonna teach you how a slow push works, etc., because you seem like to understand it. But I would like you to try to start thinking when you have like lull states, like moments where like you're not doing anything crazy here with your champion, you know, or like starting now, that while you're clearing that wave, you're already thinking about the next one, and then maybe even the following. Do you think you would be like able to do that in game? To try to do that, or does
Yeah,
it?
probably. Maybe like with a bit of time, I can try to do that. Like, maybe not right now, like, but exercising
for sure.
the thinking forward. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Now let's see what happens. So we're actually, he actually contests the push, which is fine for us because now he took a lot of minion damage. Like this is like not good for him. Now we actually have the time to reset on the cannon wave. So I mean we're actually fine with it because like he just spent his whole HP and mana bar to prevent you from crashing, but he's not freezing either.
Yeah.
So yeah, we take it. Here I would agree with the Zerker's base purchase, only because you're basing and you're coming back from base. Do you agree with that? Do you understand why I'm saying that?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Yeah, into Malphite, like if you have no AD, like you're gonna tickle him basically.
And it feels really bad because also I'm not playing Little Tempo, right?
Oh yeah.
But either way, if I don't get back into lane fast enough, I just lose a lot of XP.
Exactly.
So
that's where I'm gonna make a call. There's something that Tryndamere players will start to get used to doing more and more often, and Ghost users anyway. So you saw the changes they did to Ghost?
They removed the reset on takedown, right? And extended the duration.
Yes. So here, actually, in those situations, I'm not saying so. I wrote it, but it's not here a ghost to lane angle. But you're gonna have a lot of ghost to lanes angles. Here, actually, if you ghost now, you will still be ghosting when you get to your turret, and you're actually winning seconds. That could be the difference between holding your freeze or not.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just calling it that in these kinds of situation, if Malphite was a Volibear, for example, because you know that if you hold the wave now, he's vulnerable to a gank. And if you don't hold the wave, well, he can just reset. So in those examples, it could be a moment where it's actually good to ghost to lane. But because you bought tier 2 boots, like you don't need to. But I'm just throwing it out there because I think we're gonna need to be able to see those kind of angles, but because the new ghost is like gonna be really good for that reason.
But an alternative to this buy would be like what, pickaxe and tier 1 boots, right?
Yes, you had the gold for it. You didn't have the gold for it.
I had.
Because it's 875, and then.
I had 1175, right? It's 875, but plus 300. That's 1175.
You have 1175 now, but you didn't have it before. Okay. So it would be pickaxe and refillable, but then you're losing golden experience, maybe. But actually, at the end of the day, he didn't have the time to crash it. But you cannot really expect that because I think he just missed his push. Like he didn't focus the casters most likely. Like it's Malphite. Usually he just W's in the casters ease, and then finishes off the melee, and like he can crash it usually. Okay, and now what's the state of the wave? We have so it's okay if we don't cancel him. We have a nice freeze, right?
We have a nice freeze.
So he has to TP, right?
Yeah. But I didn't freeze there.
Yeah. Any reason behind it?
I don't know, maybe just brain fart moment, right?
Okay,
just,
so we agree it's a brain fart and it's not like the right play. Yeah. He still ended up TPing, so he made up for your mistake, but he didn't need to TP. We agree on that.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah.
Because you fixed the way for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's so pushing, but he's
that's a ele é muito amigo moment, assim. That's something we call here like, this guy is so much of a friend of mine, he's fixing the way for me.
Yeah, okay. How did you say that?
É muito amigo meu, ele é muito meu amigo.
Okay. Like
amigo means friend, like, he's being so much my friend right
now. Yeah, it is. and still you see like how you still out sustain like his mana bar by so much,
Yeah.
etc. So now we have nothing crazy to do actually, because especially because we have tier 2 boots, so it's just like keep doing what I called about. I think it happens a bit too often that you end up like using an E for CS. It could be fine, like of course sometimes like you kind of have to, and because you messed up and you're like, oh shit, but you want to limit those as much as possible, or like do E's that get you both a CS, and maybe like here, instead of Eing to the side, maybe E auto him and then you walk back, you know? It's fine, you're gonna sustain, like you have infinite sustain. Don't worry about that.
Sure.
Okay, so it kind of happens a lot, and here you get caught up in the lethal tempo, like Tryndamere moment, which yeah, it's a bit unnatural, but you see like 0 mana Malphite. Again, you see that you eat for a CS, now you don't have your E to close distance on him. So it like your E matters. It matters a lot. And now the fact that you E for a CS, that might be actually what, I mean, you wouldn't get the kill because you're playing Grasp anyway. But that makes it so now you want to close distance, and you don't have your E to close distance on him.
Yeah.
For 1 CS. Now you have it, but he got to the plant and he has the time for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so you got out of the game plan and the gameplay, which was like pretty straightforward. Like just try to fix our wave, and when we get the slow push and the big push under the turret, we should play for the demolish proc. And here, like you were a bit too much thinking about like the kill that you could get, but still, so we end up like pushing and we get the demolish proc now. And now we have time to reset. So if it was done a bit faster, because here you hesitated. I remember at that point you were saying like, okay, the wave is actually pushing back to me, which is true. So you could like deny him this wave of gold of experience, but because he has no TP, by pushing you actually like get this, deny him this under turret, and get your demolish proc as well. But what's the downside to it? What's the downside to, because here we could just base and he's gonna lose all of this. But the other option is crushing this and getting a demolish proc. But what's the downside?
The downside is that the waves pushing. Are gonna reset. Yeah. The waves are gonna reset after, right? So it's, instead of just, if I go back to base now, his wave is gonna push to my tower, and when I get back I can freeze him, right? That's what I'm thinking. But if I push this, I can do that because the wave will most probably meet a little behind from the middle, but that's what I'm thinking. And I don't know if at this point of the game I knew where Shaco was. So that's something I should be thinking about also, but at the same time I have ult, so I don't know. So
for me there's two downsides for it. First one is you're putting yourself at a little bit of a risk, because we don't know where Lux is and Shaco is. And Lux, like, she doesn't have to be there. She can just ult from super far away if you don't dodge it. And then Shaco can come, but again, like, the worst that can happen is that you use ult, basically. And the other downside is, because it's still gonna push back to you, as you said, if you crash it, well, his next wave is gonna be caught up a bit by DCS, and then it's gonna still push back to you. But the other downside is that, like, you're giving time for Malphite to come back, and then maybe because this wave is normal and the next one is going to be normal, maybe he will have the time to crash the next wave and you will miss a little bit of coding experience. But it's not as big as it's not a big downside enough to not go for that demolish proc and plating. So you kind of hesitated a bit about it, and because you kind of hesitated, now he actually got a lot more time Malphite. But because, I don't know, he decided to go straight to Herald, so he didn't go for that push, but he could have. But that was the only downside, but still it was the good play to go for the plating.
Just like, I just, at that moment, I actually forgot I had Demolish, right? Because usually I don't play with Demolish. I started playing with Demolish like really recently, so I just forgot I had it, and I was like, oh, it's not worth to stay here for, I don't know, 5 or 6 autos into the turret to try to get at the plate, because then he will come back to me and will get me there, right? So, and I'll just be fucked because he'll be in lane, I'll have to back, and whatever. But if I remembered I had demolish, yeah, for sure. The play is
Okay.
push the wave, get demolish.
Now we get to that play, and we're getting closer and closer to mid game. And there's two things I don't like about what I'm gonna see. So one thing I really like is that you thin the wave a bit. You take that cannon, so you will thin it plus like secure the cannon golden experience. And now you start moving. So that's really smart. So you do that because now he's gonna bleed golden experience.
Yeah.
During that time, but you know that at some point it's probably gonna crash. So you have like you kind of have a clock on your head. You have a bit of a timer. How long do you think it is? Or do you think it's gonna hold until the next wave and it's gonna like keep a freeze?
No, it's not gonna hold the next wave.
So how long do you think it will be, the timer?
Maybe I don't know. 10:36, maybe until 10:30, maybe until 10:50 something.
Yeah, I was
10:50.
Yeah, I would say like 25, maybe max like 30 seconds, something like that. Okay. And at that point, so we keep that in mind. So it's really good. I really like that you hold the freeze and then you move. But what I don't like is that if I put the sounds. Oh, actually, I cut the sound from Twitch. Up. Okay, I'm gonna re-put that.
Going back there, down there. I'll just get this minion wave and get down because it's a freeze for me. I'm not listening to the.
It's all good. I'm listening. I'm gonna tell you when you tell.
There's much I can do here.
I don't think there's much I can do here. But then you still go. So
okay.
First thing I don't like is like at that moment you're like you don't think this is a good play, but you go for it. Why?
That's a good question.
I have an idea of the answer. Like there's something that's really known like in like the game, like online gaming thing, which is called like compensation. Is that you don't think something is a good play, but your team is committing to it, and now like you don't want them like to feel like you are not there or not like you want to compliment their bad play rather than not participating in it. So you're compensating
and I already
for that bad
got
decision.
To there, right? And I already got to there, so instead of wasting my time walking back to top, I see, oh, maybe I can get something. But so I see Shaco really low, and I flash on him and kill him, right? But that's the reason why I was like, oh, I don't think there's much I can do here is because Diana was super far away. Malphite was coming back from base, and Fizz was super low, so he didn't have prior on his lane, right? Yeah. So I was like, yeah, for sure this is a bad play.
Yes.
But either way, I yeah.
And also because now remember the clock we were talking about, the play can be decent once Diana is there, because Diana has an ult. And she can come, and then you can create a 3v3 top. On that Herald. And also she came back from base, so she spent her gold, etc. But the thing is, by the time she comes, is actually the time that your wave is crashing. So if it was like 10 to 15 seconds later, then maybe you have a 10 seconds window where Diana is here. But it's not. For me. So yeah, and then I feel like it's pretty lucky that you actually like,
there's so much you can do here. Get
to like actually kill the Shaco. I mean, once you're there, it's not. But like the fact that he was low HP and he got all the bursts from Fizz, etc. This is not supposed to happen. And now,
yeah, and also I didn't know that. I knew that when I got there. I wasn't like with my screen on the Rift Herald, so I didn't see what happened in the Fizz versus Shaco fight. So it was complete like 50-50, right?
Okay. So I'm glad that you see it, but still like Malphite lost a wave that you didn't. Like it's really good that you still didn't fully commit to the fight. I mean, it's kind of because like Diana got caught up also and she just died. But yeah, I really like the fact that you put the wave in a good spot. I don't like the fact that you still go for it while thinking that it's not a good play. Okay. Now, so something actually regarding this wave. What are you gonna do? So I get that this wave, like you can actually slow push and then crash on the next one. But my only issue is that we know that Shaco was here and died, and now the objective is still top. And I feel like in these situations, like when you can fix your wave and it looks safe, you should go for it instead of, because if you look to crash the next one, Malphite will be back there, and Shaco probably will be back there also. Here it's not the best on paper to crash this cannon wave, because like you can crash one more and have a bigger wave, etc. But at least Malphite is not there yet, and you have a bit of time, to do it. So that's why I would be pushing that one, just for like safety reasons,
Yeah, makes sense.
And I would start like hitting the casters first and keeping my E away and not Eing in, because if I E in and then my fate is just like there in that push, or it can go get ugly. And actually we don't get a nice crash because now you're concerned about Shaco and now the wave is here. So exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, and now one thing that I don't like about this one is, for me, just that you go too early. Herald is at 5000 HP. So again, we're playing for Herald. Like, we need to keep in mind what we're playing for always. And we're playing for Herald, so what matters is that Herald, basically. And how in here you have like Thresh, Fizz, Diana, and you coming. Like, it's gonna be 4v3 situation. And the Herald is not even low yet. So even like a play that's of course like looking bad that it's easy to see it, etc. But like even a play that sounds a bit troll but could be good is like dashing here. Like you dash here. Malphite cannot get to you, and you just like wait for these guys to come, and then you can get the flank later, for example. Or just because here, like by staying around here, like you get damaged by Malphite, he can hit you. Shaco can turn on you and make you use ult, and then you actually go a bit crazy before everyone is coming. So you end up living just because I don't know what this guy is doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a bit too early.
Yeah.
You went before the pressure was applied by your team, actually. Maybe it still wouldn't have worked, etc. But that's the one issue on that.
Yeah.
And then, so while they're on it, I mean, I think like we don't have the smite. Okay, did I go too far? Oh yeah, grass poke, and then yeah, maybe. Wait, where did they die? Didn't Diana just die? Oh, she dies, and now she has the time to come back on the lane, bro. This is so stupid. Like you fought for Herald like for 3 minutes, like both teams. Yeah. It's so stupid. Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like during that time, like you could also like just be considering that what does Herald give? 2 plates, 3 plates? During that time, if you are pushing top lane, probably that you would get this amount of plates actually.
Yeah, probably have like bot.
Okay, here like my point is you're playing Demolish, you're playing Tryndamere. There's gonna be like we're getting at 14 minutes. So here the Herald is gonna be kept for 4 minutes. It's like until 18:30. I think you should be the one taking it 100% and not Diana. And it doesn't matter if he tilts her, if she doesn't agree with it. You should go and share the gold with her, and then take it. And maybe it also gives you a base. It also gives you a base with the fastback, and then you can base on the next cannon wave, get your Hold Breaker, and then you have Hold Breaker and the Herald, and that way you can take 2 turrets if at any point Malphite leaves the lane for the next 4 minutes. That's it. So yeah, when you're playing this, if you're not playing on grouping, like you should really be the one taking like responsibility. You could have actually taken it, shared the gold, press B, came back with Hold Breaker. Game over, basically. Plus he has no TP, so you could actually come back and put it right away and actually get 2 turrets, even if he's here. Yeah. I mean, here we just try to all in. So yeah, in that situation, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you just press Q and just wait over time, and he's just doomed. He has no more TP. So you're the one in a good spot. He's the one in a bad situation, but you don't want to go for an all in. That's just like being used to the matchup, how it's played right now. Okay, and now we're gonna get to like mid to late game decisioning. So let's see, we're at here. 14 minutes. Gonna be there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was a big opportunity here. So you're saying like you don't have ulti, but you actually do have ulti. You have it when you're gonna need it. By the time this wave is under his turret, you do have ulti. 14 seconds? It's not that long.
Yeah, okay.
And Diana is here, and she has ulti. I think you should go for the dive. Like you can still go for Herald after. So yeah, I don't know why we got like a bit concerned. Again, press Q, you would get 2 Qs, and here you would be like 80% HP actually with an ult.
Yeah.
With Diana. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Now you have ult. So yeah,
sure.
that's just something. I don't know what made you not look for it, but maybe you're concerned about Shaco, maybe. But other than that, I don't really see.
It's just maybe not comfortable enough diving a Malphite, right? But I get why we should dive there.
Yeah, if it was like a Jarvan jungle, if it was an AD jungler, I would be concerned as well. But because it's Diana, it's AP damage. She actually like he doesn't have magic resist yet.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so now we're gonna actually get to the mid game. So we got, so what happened here? It was still like the, oh yeah, like it's actually like one last time that I'm gonna say it on this kind of plays. If you actually Q first, like you get so much HP from your Qs, and this way you wouldn't even have to ult, and you actually don't have to like be damaging it. Like you like here you can just walk back. Like you don't have to be there. Like it's 2 of them into like this amount of HP and mana on Malphite. You did your job. You put him in a bad situation, and then you can save your ult for your next play. You really don't have to do flash in and like you wasted everything for no reason. Basically.
Yeah, that was a really ugly fight.
It's fine, like dying for that turret. Like you got the turret. That's what you're playing for. And now we're going bot. And once you're on your way bot, I ask you about the objective, and you tell me it's Drake. And once you realize that it's Drake, you're telling, oh, maybe I should go top. Well, I think you shouldn't go either top nor bot. I will explain. So yes, you have a World Breaker and you're playing the split. The issue is Drake is spawning in a minute. By the time you go and reach the top turret,
too late. Yeah,
it's too late. By that time, if they decided the enemy team to commit on a 5v4 situation and to take the 5v4, they would just win it and then they would get Drake. That's only if you want to play the Drake, by the way. Here I would probably actually go top because I don't give a shit about that Drake, and I would actually want Malphite to be going on the fight, and then I would actually use my probably Herald that I would have taken from Diana to take these 2 turrets, because why not? Because I also know that I'm gonna play the rest of the game bot side because I want to be bot for Nash, and then I would open whole top and then I can open bot later. That would be one play. Like if you don't care about Drake. If you do care about Drake, well, pushing bot is not good because you're pushing on the side of the objective. They can defend both you and the objective. They can collapse on you and still like be not far from the Drake. And it's really hard to split on the side of the objective, basically. That's not what you want to do. So here, if you want to play the Drake, your best thing is actually to bail your team out from the mid push. Someone has to get the mid prio, right? Like you know this. You played in team, you want to play for an objective, we want to get mid prio. So here, either Fizz is going to play for the mid prio, or Ashe, or Diana. If you go mid with your whole breaker, you can, of course, get the mid prio, but you can also pressure to just take turret mid, or 2 turrets mid, or ask Diana to put her Herald mid, which you should do, by the way, as a team. And that way, like someone will have to match you, or someone's will have to match you, actually, because you have whole. So and then this way Fizz can go and look for a pick, Ashe can start to get her position, Diana could start to get their position, etc. So I think if you want to play for the Drake, you go mid. If you don't want to play for the Drake, you go top.
Okay.
The worst option, in my opinion, is going bot for the reason that I explained. Does it make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay, nice.
And also, like all the plays from this moment on until the moment I die, it's just a really bad sequence of 3 minutes where I do nothing and I just kind of get shit on raid. So I don't put it like pressure in the right places. I don't allow my team to get an objective, right? So it's just kind of bad overall.
Yes. Yeah. And I actually typed it because it's not only you say, oh, maybe I can group, but it's bad because I have rule breaker. it's bad because you have Wall Breaker, you have no flash, you have no ghost, you have no ult.
Yeah.
Like, you're nothing. You're worthless as a champion right now.
Yeah.
So and I actually typed it at 19 minutes how I typed it, and again, so you see how these guys are caught up mid to contest the mid prio, and you could be the one doing that. I actually wrote go demolish something, and once you end up demolishing something, good things happen. So here, of course, we could argue, yeah, my team should actually go on Drake here, but they're not. But I think it's like kind of the other way around. Like we've seen Fizz backing for a bit of time now, which is kind of a sign that okay, and Diana going back. Like right now, it's kind of a sign where that you shouldn't be applying too much pressure because they're not getting anything from that pressure, for example. Still, because I'm a madman, once I'm there, I would actually like suicide for as much damage as possible on this turret, because that's why you play that build basically.
Yeah.
And once you're
course,
here, like I feel like you're dead anyway. Like they can collapse on you. It's good that you got the demolish proc, that you dash this way, and then maybe try to walk this way because you will have your next dash dashing towards the pit. But it's not even like guaranteed that you get out, because here like you completely went to Seraphine and Shaco and Lux actually.
I wasn't like watching the map properly, so that's why I run that way. If I saw them, I would just run the other way.
Yeah, but the issue is not that. The issue is like where you are on the map at that moment, basically.
Yeah.
And now that's something really important. Like, why do you go top here? Like, I kind of like made you go back bots by asking you the right questions. But it's funny how you say like they get the Drake for free. So Drake is gone, or is gonna be gone. So it's like the then what thing again. Okay, they're gonna take Drake. Well, then what? Then the objective is Nash. And where do you want to be for Nash? With bots. So where we going? Where we going top?
It's just I wasn't thinking. Just autopiloting to some wave, right?
Because here, if you actually committed to top, like it would be terrible for a team for the next like 2 minutes and a half or something. Like as long as you're top, like it will be terrible. Like you wouldn't achieve anything, just like when you were about earlier. So actually, that's why I actually asked you, because like I didn't want it to be a tragedy. And now it's really good. Now we're bot, and now we're happy because now we're exactly in the situation we want to play for. Malphite has 5 kills, I think, at that moment. But still, with his 5 kills, if he leaves you bot alone, well, you just take everything. And if he doesn't leave you bot alone, you like either you're nullifying Malph impact when he has more impact than you on paper, so you're having more impact. Like doing as much with less means doing more relatively. So that's really good. Or he doesn't come and you just get everything. So this is win or win situation. And you see how 5 kills Malphite cannot like do shit about you. You just take the turret. That's why I love that build. Like if you went like normal build, or like even some people tell me, yeah, you should go Borg and Black Cleaver, and bro, like you're not gonna kill him still, and you cannot take turrets, and he can actually kill you and make you use ult. My only point here, my only issue is how you use your E. Malphite, the one thing that he cannot do is kind of like Nasus. The big weakness that they have that you don't is
Nasus going through walls.
Exactly. He has one way to go through a wall, is his ult, and if he has no ult, your team is very happy and you are very happy, and you can also survive his ult. So my point is that right now you should just walk here and then E here, and that's it.
Yeah, that's not what I do.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you E towards bot, and then you decide to E through that wall. Also,
I mean, I was to a certain extent, I was like, oh yeah, he for sure can kill me like right now, unless he wastes a lot of stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm just trying to farm some grass procs, right? That's why I stay there, but maybe at this point in the game, maybe it's not that important, right?
Exactly, yeah, it's too late. So you actually farm grass procs early on, because it both makes you win the trades, and also it stacks like HP for your demolish procs later. And then you just use the grass procs whenever Malphite, like let's say you want to crash a wave and he's there and he's holding the wave, well then you hit grass procs and like to just make him lose HP. if you just give me 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, this. That's how you use the grass proc later in the game. It's just whenever he's holding the way, so he's not letting me hit my demolish procs. So now whenever I have E, I E auto. And that's it. I don't use them to farm them. I use them to like force Malphite into letting me crash the wave by punishing him for holding it, basically.
Yeah, okay.
And now he has lost too much HP. And now
You
the
did
next
so
wave.
much damage to him, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, yeah, I have Wool and Triforce, and he has only one item. I was able to create a big lead. But still, like, he has so much armor when you think about it. Like, he has Tabais.
Yeah.
And like, if I was going Kraken Navari, I wouldn't... Like, he could actually kill me with Kraken Navari. But,
Yeah, for sure.
But here, yeah, the short rays are too strong, and then I just end up taking the turret. And now I laugh a lot because it's very funny.
And I have a question, just because I remember this right now. The Trinity Force build. The reason why I take Trinity Force is entirely for the Shin proc, for like taking turrets and stuff.
Yes.
Or okay, makes sense. And that's like into any like tank matchups where you would do this grasp build.
Yes, because even if you're doing grasp and like you're still not playing to hit the champion. What you want is maximum damage per minute on turrets. And nothing gives you more than that than Hullbreaker, Triforce, then Armor Pen, regardless what Armor Pen item, but Armor Pen works on turret. You penetrate the turret's armor. And then like someone actually like told me that you can actually go for tank items, and it's actually pretty smart. Because then like you already kind of one-shot the turret, so all you need to do is like stay alive as long as possible to get as many like Shin procs on the turret. Also, you can go blue, the blue elixir. It gives you like true damage to turrets. And then you can go PD if no one is matching you, but if no one is matching you, like you just end the game, so you don't even have to think about your next item, you know. So yeah, I think it's completely for the Shin, and that's why I actually call later. Here it's actually like, even if you're going Hullbreaker, etc., of course, when you have such a good angle and you have a winning fight, of course you're right to go and flank it. Like that's no question asked. That's a good play. And now something really important. Remember how I told you like before that in the then what situation that here you're saying maybe I'm gonna push bot for Nash, etc., and I tell you I see a better play, which is I think farming your Triforce and then going top to open the Drake for your team. I don't know if that's something that you could have seen or that you could see now that we've talked so much about like the objectives and when to be like to actually apply pressure on them. Like you want to be there prior to the objective, so someone actually has the time to match you. But that's something that I would call. So now we're thinking about, okay, we need to buy Triforce and SQ, and you actually have the goal for Triforce here, and we get Nash, and now I'm telling you, do not base. So, do you understand why I am insisting on you should not base?
Yeah, because if I base right now, I'll just be too late to get to put pressure on top lanes until Drake spawns, right? So I should stay here because I have Baron and I have Infinite Sustain, and I should stay here to wait until a moment I can put pressure on top lane and enable my team to get the Drake.
Okay. Yes, being at the right place at the right time outvalues so much having an item spike.
Sure.
That's like the general idea that you can get that will work every time. And here it's okay that you play safe, and then I'm saying again like no, you're staying, because if you're not, you're forcing yourself. Your only way to impact the Drake is to go there, and you don't want to go there with your stuff and no ghost, or the ghost that will come back like a bit late, and that's not what you're playing for. So now we end up like, okay, now we stay, we go top, and we just take that turret and we bring people on us. You actually like type 4 top at some point, and then we can just like Diana free on that Drake. Really like that you clear these camps. And here like actually like even if you die, nothing happens. Even if you're a bit concerned that you might die, like, or if you at least like have to use ult, if you're concerned about someone coming to you, etc. Like you can use your ult, you will still have it for the next time that you need it, which is gonna be on next Nash, so you can apply pressure pot.
Sure.
Okay, now we're gonna get to the very last plays of it, and here, for example, we shouldn't go like too crazy because Nash is not up yet or not being up yet. Still, once it's open, because everyone is top. That's why it's so good in this elo, man. Like the split push build. You're saying that it's hard because sometimes your team, like, they don't understand how to play around it. But bro, the enemy team, they don't understand how to play around it either. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
Sure.
Yeah, here, so my point is you should like Q and then E whenever, like, share your eyes should be on that Triforce.
Yeah,
and you should get as many shin procs as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And here I'm calling that you should go for that inhib, even if you die for it, because it's gonna open the Nash, and the Nash ult values so much the fact that you just give like 300 gold basically.
Yeah, for sure.
It sounds stupid again, but it is what it is, man. Just like, it's Riot that made it this way. Riot created Demolition Hullbreaker. I didn't, so I will not apologize for playing this way, you know. And then we got this inhib, and then it's not good. I don't agree with that push top. I don't agree with the idea that we're gonna push top now. Do you understand why? It starts
Maybe
with a
just
T.
because.
It finishes
Maybe
with an
just
O.
because. Wait.
No,
Sorry,
just tell me. Just tell me.
I'm just like seeing the state of the game right now. I don't think our win condition is getting Drakes, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think Drake is spawning right now, right? I don't know.
I think it's more about Nash. I don't know if you're gonna play a stab soon. I think the next objective, because yeah, it's Nash in a minute.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I don't know. I can't like match this Malphite right now. I'm trying to assess that if I actually can or not. But I don't know. Maybe I should just reset. I don't know I don't know.
Why do we call reset a reset in team? It comes from teams actually. Otherwise, just a back. It's because like we're resetting. Like the whole team will reset their presence on the map to redeploy themselves when where they're supposed to be. And it's really important that in team you try to back at the same time, basically. Yeah. And so you should try to back at the same time, because here what you want to do by pushing top is actually creating what we call a pressure point. You're applying pressure somewhere that they might have to match or might not. But the thing is, applying a pressure point is useful only when your team is applying pressure somewhere else. Because here, if you go top, they could actually come as 5 on you, and as 5 they will probably find a way to kill you, and your team wouldn't get anything from it. So because your Fizz is low HP and he's looking to base, and your Diana is basing, and your Thresh just base, and your Ashe just base, you're the 5th character. Even if you don't have the gold for the item that you want for the Hydra, I think I would base and buy armor pen, like the component, and even sometimes I base when I have nothing to buy, just so I can redeploy myself with my team, and it just like looks nice and it's coherent, and everyone is like walking back on the map at the same time, and now we can make a play happen. And by the time you are pushing something, they're pushing something.
Yeah, at this point I'm thinking like probably, I don't know if I stay pushing top it for much longer, but the only reason I'm thinking on staying here is, even though my team isn't on the map, right, is just because I know I'm pretty confident that even if the enemy team tries to come to me, which I know they have 2 players bottom right now and 1 mid, I can just get out alive because I'm just so tanky, and I'm a Tryndamere, right? And so I'm just wasting time. I'm also wasting my own time, right? So that's, I get why I should base there. Yeah,
so the thing is, I understand that. So you're not dying, but it's not only about just not dying, it's about like getting their
What
Nexus, you
my
know.
team can, yeah. What my team can
And
do, yeah.
the fastest play to get their Nexus is to get Nash and then either push with mid and bot or push top, and then we get triple inhib, and then we can just sit there, siege, and dance, and we're gonna get the Nexus. Like the Nexus is like supposed to fall here for like just by dancing. Like you don't even have to fight anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what you should be playing for. But here the issue is, like, one, you stay with an amount of gold that makes it so like you're 0, 3, and 0, and you have 150 CS at 30 minutes when you think about it, because this gold you're not spending it. And also the moment where you decide actually to base, or you're in a position to base. So here, of course, because your team is ahead, they killed, etc. But here, like when Nash spawns, like you're like, you have 1800 gold and you wanted to reset for Hydra, which you were gonna do if your team was not like killing them all. Like you did, the moment you were deciding to reset for Hydra was the moment Nash was spawning.
Yeah, and besides Nash spawning was a bad timing to recall.
Yeah.
Period, because like all my team, I'm mismatching my team's tempo, right? While I'm trying to back, my team is pushing, and when I should be pushing with my team, or not with them, like in a 5v5, but pushing a side lane or whatever, right? So I get why I should think ahead in this sense to try to put pressure at the same time as my team. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then here it's maybe because you just haven't experienced like the power of this, but at that point you have this wave coming. If you see my mouse, so you have a wave coming on those Nexus turrets. Malphite is there, so it's only Seraphine and Lucian. You can just go and end the game with like just a few auto attacks, basically. Like you have your demolish proc. Like you should just, because here by going on Malphite, like I know again this game is very much won, etc. But in some closer games, this little walk back to Malphite and coming back there, you're giving time for Lux and Shaco to actually come back.
Yeah.
And when you can actually in here, like you're just like kind of twerking around, etc. You have like this tanking, you have your ult, your Tryndamere, you have a demolish. Bro, you annihilate these turrets. Like it's like, look at this 961. So you should keep demolish for the most healthy turrets, and then you just one shot the Nexus.
For sure.
And you keep ult for it also. Yeah. So again, like this game was pretty like a hard win for your team, but hopefully like we still like were able to get good amount of things from it. Because I feel like the mistakes that you made this game, like most usually when you do mistakes during a game, it's mistakes that you do like often or always. And you see the chat saying GG repeat.
Like if I was playing this game normally, I wouldn't like be thinking back on all these mistakes I was doing, right? And even if it was pretty hard win for my team, like it aggregates a lot for me to be thinking back on the game and rewatching the VOD and thinking what could be done different, right? So I think this is really valuable.
Okay, awesome. So let me know, did that bring any question regarding that game or the game in general? Like that's the moment. If you have any question basically that I could answer, please let me know.
I think maybe, I don't know, all the things that happened in this game specifically were pretty, they were made pretty clear to me, right? So I have a lot to think about and a lot to work on, right? So it's kind of like, where when I should be resetting with my team, when I should be applying pressure, when I should be like watching the next objectives, creating a game plan and following the game plan from the start, right? I think the most the things I most struggle with, and I don't have much of a idea on how to apply to my gameplay right now, is one, how do I apply the game plan I envision at the start of the game as a solo queue top laner, right? And how do I start thinking ahead of time when it comes to managing waves in the laning phase? That's I think the more the things that are most in the gray area in this moment for me, you know?
Well, if I can give you like just like ideas or directions for them regarding the waves, it's actually not that hard. It's just like you just need to think consciously about it, and then it's gonna come over time because it's like a rhythm. Like it's like every single game, it's always the same. Like it never changes when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like the good timers, like
Yeah.
the cannon waves, not cannon waves. Like the third cannon, the fifth cannon wave is always gonna come at the same timer. And at some point, like it's gonna be like internalized, like like an internal clock, you know. My best advice, the way I was able to actually like work on it the best is by not playing, because when you're playing, of course, you're thinking about piloting your champion and where you're moving on the map, etc. But by not playing and observing someone playing, so you could watch my stream, of course, but you could watch any like any guy's stream, any VOD, anything, and you just observe, and then you start thinking, okay, what do I think would be the plan? What I see that wave, I think that wave is slow pushing to him, or I think it's freezing, and then you wait a bit and you see, oh wait, it was not freezing. Why? What did I not see? What did I not understand? Do you know the trick about like the minion waves getting stronger if a team is ahead? Yeah, and like I'm to the point where I include that in my calculations for a freeze, etc. But it took me years and years. But like, this is very situational. Like most of the time, just by just watching some gameplay, and you don't have to do it like I'm not telling you like to do it like as a homework every day, etc. Just like if you replace 1 out of 10 games that you're playing by watching a game and watching it like proactively, you would be surprised how much you can learn from it actually.
For sure.
Or maybe not. Like, maybe you know it already, but yeah, for the waves, it's the best way to do it.
I mean, like, not in a way of the mechanics of how to manage waves, right? Because I'm not saying I'm good at it. Think I'm not, because, well, I'm in silver, right? But I understand it and I can do it to a certain extent. But when should I build a slow push? When should I freeze? When should I do this? You know, the thinking ahead of thinking like 2-3 waves ahead to know when should I do this? Think when I'll get this to crash when the guy is whatever, you know. So this is the biggest struggle. It's not the how do I freeze a wave? How do I manage the slow push? This I can do to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, and that's why I didn't talk about it. That's why I said, like, I've been talking about it a lot during my coaching session, and I saw that, okay, you understand the in and outs of it, but now for you, it's like to do it for the right reason. So the way to think about it is that once I've done that, what does it get me, you know? Sometimes you're gonna slow push, and sometimes you're gonna slow push 1 more wave, because 100 gold is the difference between getting your item or not. But then by slow pushing that 1 more wave, maybe the jungler has the time to come. So now you need to ward before slow pushing that 1 more wave. Yeah, so there's no short answers. Like every game is so unique. And yeah, by being at least like conscious about it and doing like a wave drill, for example, because it's funny how so do you do any sports? Are you a sport guy?
Not right now. I haven't been doing much, but I used to play volleyball.
Okay, so when you're practicing for volleyball, do you like just play volleyball games all the time to get better? No, of course not. You're doing drills. Like then we're doing smash. We're doing defense. We're just running toward the cardio. And in League, it's funny because you don't have any way of really doing it. It's only like games and games and games, and people just play games and expect to get better. But no one in the real world does that. People would actually make drills. So you have to be the one drilling yourself or putting yourself in drills and saying, okay, now for the next like 5 to 10 games, I will focus on this exclusively. And it's okay if I miss some CS. It's okay if I miss, like, if I build wrong items. It's okay if I don't look at my minimap too much. I'm just going to focus on on making a plan regarding my waves and making good things happen because of it. Or you find a way to do it, you know, like you find a way to verbalize it. But I think that's a good way to approach it.
Okay.
And then regarding there's something pretty tough. I mean, the tough reality of League of Legends regarding like how, as you, a solo top laner, are gonna follow the game plan. So my point is, you need to always have in mind what the best game plan is. But it's actually something when you get, okay, I don't know if you watch a bit of Ranger streams.
I haven't watched them. No, I don't watch much streams, right?
Okay.
I just mostly like YouTube, and sometimes I watch like VODs on YouTube, like watch how Korean matchup VODs, you know.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Like I don't watch much streams.
So my point is Ranger, he gets mad all the time because he knows so much. And because he knows so much, he always knows what everyone should be doing at any point in time. But people don't do it, bro. Like, people just don't do it. So actually, the more you know and the more you have an idea of the game plan, the more you're gonna be disappointed by your team, you know. But I feel like you should still always have in mind what the best game plan is. So if we're going slightly even in that direction, you can say you can fully commit to it, but then still be adaptable to whatever is happening, because it is what it is, man. Like shit is gonna happen. But still, even if shit is happening, like if something is not gonna work, don't try to make it work, you know. Like, if a play is bad, a play is bad, regardless if you go there or if you don't go there. And that's the tough thing, because sometimes you're gonna say this play is bad and I shouldn't go there, and actually it was good, you know. And that's the hard part about learning League, is like being able to realize when you did something wrong but still got rewarded for it because it's gonna happen, or did something right but got punished for it because just a tiny little thing happened that made it bad, you know. And that's why coaching is important. That's why, like, I like to get coached, and I like to coach, because when you have a fresh eye, then the guy can tell you, okay, this was actually a good thing or a bad thing, etc. But yeah, it's not easy, because it's a very like lonely journey, you know. If you're not playing in a team with the coach, etc., it's very lonely, but it's fun.
Fun. It's you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun for us, or maybe we're coping, I don't know, but I'm having fun.
I see how this is fun, right?
Yes.
Like, I watched.
I mean, hopefully, since you're playing the game, you know, like, hopefully you're having fun playing it.
Yeah, of course. But it's fun. I really like getting coached, right? I got coached last year by, I don't remember his name. Is this another like TRYNDAMERE OTP Masters player? He does Twitch also. But and some of the stuff you said matched with some of the stuff I remember he's saying, right? In relation to what did he say? No, I forgot. But at some point in the game, you said something. I said, "Oh, that's exactly what the guy said, like in the other coaching session." But anyway, I've like really like.
Maybe the difference between a good and a bad situation is the amount of cues you press. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, I think it was something like that. But that's not the point. The point is, I've like getting coached. I like this style of coaching, right? And it's I saw my gameplay getting a lot better when I started playing with my team, because we had a coach also, and we would like play games and rewatch the VODs and analyze our gameplay, but mostly in a macro sense, right? Like, oh, what the team should be doing right now, what should we be working towards, and what is our win condition, and whatever. All things that were being done in the game, but also we would come back and rewatch. So I really like this style of going back and seeing what could be done better, and applying this in your gameplay in the future, right? But I think it's nice because it's really just like you said, no one who's gonna play a sport just plays games and expects to get better, right?
Yeah.
People study and train and whatever. And the same thing is applies to League.
Yep. Completely. I would love like Riot to do things where you just play like, the first 5 minutes of a game. I actually like I coach like someone like super pumped. He comes in on the stream sometimes, and he was the captain of his team. And what they will do is like go in flex and play games, and then FF at 15 minutes every time. That way they just practice the 15 first minutes of a game, and they don't waste time on the. And I thought it was actually really smart. Like the only issue is that the MMR would get lower, so it would get easier and easier. But I think it's the kind of thing that should be implemented in a way or another, like even if it's the community doing it or anything. But yeah. And well, I really glad you liked it. I mean, do you have any more questions? Anything you want to talk about, or are we good on your end?
I think that you gave me a lot to think about, and I'll be probably when you release the video on YouTube, like be rewatching it and taking notes and thinking about stuff and try to apply this to my gameplay. But mostly from what I can think now, I think that's it. And I want to thank you a lot for this coaching session. It was really nice of your part to offer the coaching sessions on the TRYNDAMERE main subreddit. And if any day you decide to do this again, I hope I can get in and show my progress and maybe work on something new, you know. That's yeah, I'm really
that
glad
would be
I
amazing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that would have had to be paid though, because I'm not gonna but that would be amazing. Like I love to like have follow-up sessions.
Is like if sometime you decide to do like free coaching sessions again, that would be nice. But
for sure.
I'm not saying like, oh yeah, give me coaching for free. No, that's not,
I know. You didn't
that's not like
that. I mean, if we're getting to the end of it, it's the moment where I have like just two questions for you.
Sure.
The first one will be actually like, okay, I'm trying to make you guys better, but I'm trying to make myself better also in my coachings. So if you can just like from the top of your head, like tell me the things that I've been doing right, so I can just keep doing those with like follow-up sessions. But also if I've been doing anything wrong or could be bettered, I wouldn't take it bad. I would love like to hear about it.
Yeah. So I think I'm with you on the bandwagon that like coaching sessions where the coach plays like 5D chess with the coachee is like really bad, because you're just commanding everything without giving much thought, right? And even though probably people will they will go over the stuff again after and whatever. I think you got to a really good rhythm of giving me some instructions, because I was playing a different playstyle that I'm not accustomed to, and it was really nice receiving this type of insights during the game, especially because I'm playing your playstyle, right? So it's really nice for me to hear directly from you, like how do I play this exactly. And I think you like went over a lot of stuff after the game, and it was really good. Like I didn't feel a lot of pressure during the game with you asking me questions. I like the questions you asked me, especially stuff like the play where I was going top lane, and then you asked me like why you're going top lane, where what are your next objective, where should be now, why you should be there, and then you rerouted me to bot lane just by asking these questions, right? I think that was really good. But yeah, I think You're a really nice guy.
Oh, thank you.
Like really had a lot of patience with me. Is not like your niece or anything, right? But yeah, I think it was overall a really good coaching session,
Okay,
especially
thank you
for
so
like
much.
a really niche 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 niche
Niche, yeah.
not niche the coach, but niche, yeah. Uh, for really niche thing that it's like, oh yeah, you're coaching TRYNDAMERE OTPs, right? So
Yeah.
I think it works really well. I think.
Awesome, awesome. Well, only good stuff. I like that. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. And then the very last question will be: I'm trying like to actually like make a benchmark of the market and try to see like what you guys would think would be a fair price for that kind of session. And then at the end, I would kind of do like the average amount of that. So like in US dollars, like what do you think would be a fair price for this?
That's a really complex question because one, I don't know how much coachings cost normally, right? And two,
Mhm.
because I don't live in the US.
Yeah.
So like the conversion from
All right.
Brazilian real to dollars is like $5 is $1, and our minimum wage salary here is like 1,000 something, 1,200, and so it's extremely expensive,
Mm.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's
really
a tough
tough.
question for
I
you for sure.
I don't know how to answer this question.
Okay, okay, it's fine. I mean, you don't have to okay, okay. Well, I think that was all for me. If it's good for you, it's good for me as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
Perfect. Of course, like you know my secret agenda, but I think if you are already on the stream, it means that you already followed, I guess,
Yeah.
or like so. How are you on Twitch? Because I didn't see
No,
your name.
actually, no. I don't think I follow you.
Well,
No, I
don't feel
didn't.
forced to do it then. Okay,
No,
okay.
I
Thank you
follow
so
you
much
right
for
now.
the
I
follow.
follow right now.
Okay,
Just
okay.
because I don't like
Use
use Twitch
Twitch.
that
Yeah, yeah.
much, because most of the time people are streaming. I'm not watching Twitch, right? At work or at
Hmm.
university or whatever. So that's I don't watch very much. That's why I don't like follow or interact with chat. But uh, yeah, I if I it happens to, oh, I'm open Twitch to see who's streaming and you're online, of course I'll be
Thank you
watching
so
your
much.
stream.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I didn't want it to sound forced or anything, because,
No, no,
but
no,
yeah,
no, no.
thank you so much. And yeah, well, also please know that you unlocked like the messages to Chaddouk thingy, so it means that if later, of course, on Twitch you can or YouTube you can ask me anything, answer everything. But if you want to ask me directly on Discord, because I will be offline or something about the play, about the build, about the something, like you can ask me
Yeah,
and I will try to answer to the best of my capacity,
sure,
with pleasure.
sure. Okay.
Okay, well, Joao. What, did I say that good? Joao?
João.
Joao.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
pretty unnatural. Anyway, Noise, thank you so much, bro, for being coachable and for being nice. It was enjoyable for me as well. And, well, good luck and have fun for your games and your climb. Good luck and have
Yep.
fun for your life as well. And I will see you next time, hopefully.
See you next time. Thanks a
See
lot, and I wish you the very best. Exactly the same you wish me. Yeah, retribute that.
you.
Thank you a lot.
You're welcome. Have a great one, bro. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Up, up. And that was coaching number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.